Hi, Michelle. Hi, Boo. So, we need to learn how to do our makeup. We need to learn how to do our hair. We need to do some girl talk. But before, you need to get to know me. I'm doing a 3-part series on all about me. Yeah, you guys had a lot of questions. Why am I saying you guys? All you had plenty of questions. So I have to answer the questions and then we can get into, let me do a natural beat. Let me do my hair. Let me do something. So I don't want my videos to be longer than 10 minutes. So that's what we're going to limit them to. And yeah.
Where were you mentally and emotionally at your lowest?
I was basically in hiding, isolating myself from people because I like to be around people when I'm not at my best. With me growing now, I understand that my lowest point was when I didn't used to be dressing up. Like, I didn't want to be seen, I just wanted to be a fly on the wall. Like, nobody seen me. So I would wear like big t-shirts, I would wear long jeans, and a lot of times too I would have had my bonnet on my head. That's basically it. And my lowest, what used to happen to me, but not still, nobody would know that I have my lowest.
How do you get over a bad relationship or friendship?
One step at a time, right? For me, a lot of times I just have to process like what really happened then before I can like move on. Like there's things that make me happy, like friendship breakups, relationship breakups. Because a lot of times I used to be so attached and I was kind of codependent too. I take time to process it, like from the beginning, how I met the person, the everything that happened within the time frame of the friendship or relationship, and then I come to understand, and that's why I so big on psychology, understanding why people do what they do, why I myself do certain things I do, certain things I didn't understand in the moment, and to understand it. And once I can understand it, I can move on.
How did you find the real you and have confidence?
The real me is me when I'm not around anybody that's insecure. And I come to understand that because when I was 19, 20, I remember when I started sewing and I was making my little outfits and getting my sales. I was putting myself out there, and it was because it was easy for me because I didn't have nobody talking in my head like it wouldn't work out and all of that. Wait, I lied. My sister did tell me it wouldn't work out because she was like, you have a baby and what you going to do? You have a baby to take care of, because I left my job because I wanted to apply to another section. Like I was on calls and I hated it. Constantly talking to people, that used to make me feel too anxious. So I resigned and I say I would reapply in 3 months to work in a different section, data entry. And back then, if you resign, you have 3 months to reapply. But if they fire you, then you would have to wait 6 months. So that was the plan. And then she told me like it wasn't going to work out and whatever. And I remember when I used to come and tell her like, that's just a short story time. When I used to come and tell her like, oh, I made this week, I made that week, and those times she was doing overtime and she was just very quiet about it. Like when I was telling her like how much I was making. So for me, like because at the time that person was my sister and I had already grew up with her being very pessimistic because she never used to see like how what I wanted to do would work out because like that just wasn't the mindset. But then when I come around other people and they insecure but I really care a lot about what they have to say, then me now understand that back then it would have taken a toll on me. Like what their limitations would have become my limitations. So like for me right now, I don't have anybody around me that thinks with any limitation. Like the sky is the limit right now. So for me, even if my mind tried to tell me sometimes like it wouldn't work out, or I'm not good enough, or it cannot be me, I just say, no, why are I telling that to myself? That's not me. Like, I just disassociate from that thought. Like, that's not me. I don't know who that's saying that, but that's not me. So me thinking that way, it really helped me to build back my confidence. And another thing too, I remember like after I had my baby, I was very insecure about my body, and I was like, when I going to get back to the way I used to look before? And then apparently, my husband did research, and he said it's going to take you 6 months to a year to get back to your body, not to beat up yourself about it, and and then he was telling me to like not to compare yourself to people that haven't had any kids, because you have two, and you have to, and you're still looking good. And what else you tell me?
I was basically telling you, remember, everybody genetics difference.
um Not to be too hard on myself. And then he would always encourage me, and he would look for outfits for me, and he would tell me like, that would look good on you. I'd be like, that wouldn't look good on me. You know, looking like how I used to look before. And he used to be like, spell nonsense. Yeah, so really speaking life into me, and like the little outfits, stuff I would wear like back in St. Lucia, and people wouldn't pay me no mind because it's Lucia and people are accustomed to people dressing up and all this kind of thing. I come to Dominica and I wear it, and like if I walk on the road in town, people would be like, Monday, where you going with that? And whatever. Like they wouldn't say it directly to me all the time. And then that really put me in a place of, I don't really want to be too much out there. I don't really want to be people watching me too much. But then it was like, Russia, people see you, they don't see you, they don't really have nothing to say. Because you're accustomed of girls being girls. But Dominica, they don't want you to be a girl. I don't understand. So I really had to get back to that version of myself. It was a little hard to do in Dominica, but I finally get back to it. And then the men flirting used to make me uncomfortable too. Because in Russia, again, they doesn't really take you on, or at least the places I used to be, they didn't really used to take you on. But then in Dominica, before you, boy, you in your toilet, peeing, you hear somebody saying psst, a man saying psst. Like, I exaggerating, but that is the extent it is. Like, a man cannot see you pass and he don't try and call you. And it's like, they feel like you're dressing up for them. And that shit's so annoying. Even when you post, they just think like you're posting for them.
How did beauty and style play a role in your healing?
In my healing, I just overthink a lot. And what I come to understand is, like, for my healing, I would say it's something I like to do whenever I need to take my mind off of things. So it does be like my quiet time. Like, I remember I was on live the other day and somebody was like, where's the music? And I was in my makeup, and I'm like, I don't listen to music when I do my makeup, because that's my quiet time. That's my time for me to be in my thoughts. Like, I just have so much random thoughts, and it just pass through my mind, and I just be like in a calm state. And then I remember I was maybe in like grade 4, and yeah, I was in grade 4, and my older sister, she had like a makeup kit, and I go in the makeup kit, and sabotage I'll call it sabotage. I sabotage my eyebrows. I cut my eyebrow off clean, and then they had to give me a hairstyle to basically hide eyebrow that missing. So they had to give me some plaits over my eye. And then another time to eyeshadow again. I take it and I pass on my eyelids, and it was looking so pretty. I remember the color I put green, like a light green. I just passed my finger and passed it over my eye, and I really like it. I was like, I don't know, I was just feeling so pretty. And all in high school, I remember like we used to have like school stuff, and I would put my eyeliner. Them. Sometimes I wasn't into like foundation because my skin was flawless. I know what you can say, but your skin's still flawless.